Hi everyone, my name is Haley and this is going to be a video that is going to basically cover pretty much all that we do here on my family farm. So I live in a little town called Westmoreland, Tennessee, and me and my family, we raise registered Charlie beef cattle, Belgian horses, and everything else in between, from chickens to dogs to heck, I mean, even sheep and goats. So this video is kind of going to tell you a little bit about what we do and how we prepare plant-wise for the year, and how we also use a lot of our land to supply food for our animals. So I hope you enjoy. In the first two pictures, you're gonna see how my dad uses his tractor and his horses to prepare our garden. Here is our garden. We normally in the summer plant a lot of vegetables in here that include tomatoes, peppers, squash, zucchini, and okra, sugarcane, and Mom likes to plant some flowers. That's during the summer. Now in the winter we like to plant turnips and turnip greens. This year we did a little bit of a different kind of method to how we kind of prepare our garden. I have a quarter horse that I have to clean out her stall daily, and so whenever her wheelbarrow gets full, I'll come and dump it here. So it has a lot of organic matter in it this year. So we'll see how that does for our plants in the next coming year or two. So this next section of the video will be about the little tiny projects that we have just around the house and even at the barn. Normally at the beginning of summer, me and my mom go to our local hardware store where they sell just some generic annual plants, and we mix some potting soil in with some mulch, and that's where they go there. So overlook at the mess. It looks kind of terrible right now, just because we really haven't had time to clean it up. But my mom has started growing some herbs in a lot of these containers. So she has her own little herb garden. So right here is some thyme, and here is some other rosemary bushes. We have 2 rows of asparagus. Since the other day that there was such a big cold snap, they did get frost on them, so they'll just have to grow back. But we have a row of just regular asparagus, and then a half of a row of purple. And then as you look up here, we have some blueberry bushes started. We also have a few blueberry bushes already started. This is my mom and mine favorite project that we do every year. We get them from a local Mennonite store. Normally we get it at the auction that they have every year, but since the virus, that sale has been canceled. So here they are. Here's what we hope is some blackberry bushes. We are currently thinking that they may not be, but we don't know. A family friend gave us this a few years ago, and yeah, we're just letting it grow to see how good it might produce a fruit or what it would be. As you can see, it has some thorns all over it, and yeah, there they are. These are onions that my mom planted in this big water trough. She does this every year, so they normally have a pretty good success rate. And here are some potatoes that my mom is experimenting by doing some little container gardens. We have this up here because our chickens like to get up there and kind of scratch, and they make a huge mess. So, yeah. We have approximately 90 acres of farmland, and the vast majority of that is woods, but we do have some hay fields that we use to supply hay for our livestock. Dad has some Belgium horses that he breeds, and we sell those and, you know, get more stock after that, and the cycle continues. So for his brood mares, he likes to plant alfalfa. And he just currently sowed this field with some alfalfa seeds, and we were questioning that seed's viability. So Dr. Phillips told us how to check that, and my dad watched tons of YouTube videos over it. And we came to the conclusion that the seeds are good. So here's that field, and here's some. My mom and dad also planted some fruit trees. That is an apple tree right there. Another project that we did in the past was we tried to do bees, but after a few years, my dad and I got a pretty good allergic reaction, which is why we thus had to stop producing bees. So yeah, I think that people who do I guess farm bees are actually pretty cool. I've been watching a lot of videos on Facebook of where a lot of people have been collecting some wild bees. I just think that process is really cool because they just come off like flakes of paper, or like pages of paper. It's pretty cool. Now you're gonna get an update of what all has happened on the farm during the past few weeks. Weather in Tennessee is no joke. It can be sunny one day and snowing next. So previously there was a really big cold snap. So we forgot to cover up our asparagus plants, and they kind of slowed down production, but after a few days they have really improved. I absolutely had to get out of the house. I am a social butterfly, so this quarantine has really been a huge struggle for me. I did practice safe protocols, and I stayed 6 feet away from everybody. I just went and did my business and left. But I went to a little local store up in Scottsville, Kentucky, where they had plants. So I decided to start some experiments. So the picture before shows my succulents and aloe plants before I decided to do a little bit of an experiment. And I'll go through them and show you what I've done. Really, there wasn't much to do to these plants, even though I'm going to research what to do with these, because I feel like that there's just too many in here and I can transplant them and use some of these little ones as cuttings. So what I did with this one is I got some of the bait plants right here, and I have put them over here in another pot. And then this one, what I did is I took some of the little shoots that were growing off and I planted them in the next few pots. So with this plant was crazy. It had a lot of these around them, and I left these because I think I was messing it up. And so I just left it just so I have some viable plants. Yeah, so I just transplanted this. I'm about to water everything really good, and then basically just leave it outside because it loves sun. So here is my experiments. What I've done is I made sure that all of them had a little bit of roots before I planted them. And I planted them. So some of them are a little bit iffy, like this one right here is just a little bit iffy, but yeah, I'm trying to make sure that it doesn't get that much covered up because I don't want it to end up rotting. I'll probably go around and fix a lot of these plants. I just wanted to make this quick video. And here are some of my succulent little cuttings. And then as I was moving this one around, I broke off a piece. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna let this end dry out and then plant it after about maybe a week. So for 4 weeks, all of these are gonna get drenched with water. And then after a week, I'm going to do more with these in the center. So there you go. There's my little experiment. And then that's the potting soil that I use. Well, y'all, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope that my lack of plant knowledge did not show at all during this video. And I really hope that your future veggie adventures are very successful, and I hope you have a great time in quarantine and you're not going that stir crazy. So I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.